having issues with this signal, man. This is crazy. I gotta get a better mount too. This is crazy. Salute to everybody. Salute. Come on in. We gonna talk. It's not gonna be too long, man. We got a long day ahead of me, man. We'll discuss Devin Haney, man, because you know what? Let me take this. We're gonna discuss Devin Haney. Let's talk about Devin Haney real quick because I kind of hinted and touched on this in like a couple of past videos, but now the Teofimo situation is making me bring this back up, and then the comments that I seen on my short that I just made about Teofimo running from Devin again. Let me say this, man. I know Devin Haney might not be a lot of people's favorite fighter. I still like Devin. He's one of my top 10 fighters that's currently boxing, and there's reasons why. And it's because he never frowned from a challenge. That's when you do that, you make the list for me. And the funny thing is about all of this is Devin hasn't fought Ryan Garcia yet. Oh, well, he did fight. I'm sorry. He just now fighting Ryan recently. All that time when they were supposed to fight, he didn't want to fight Devin. Teofimo was at 135. Always making all these excuses why he didn't fight Devin. Then you hear they're about to fight in Saudi. And I'm pretty sure Turkey, come on, man. Y'all don't see what this coward is doing. He's a coward. Now, when I made the YouTube short and I said, he's ducking Devin, he act like he's afraid of Devin. This has been going on for years. I got a few comments, and I'm going to be real with y'all, man. A lot of that hate that comes for Devin, a lot of that shit is racially motivated, bro. It is. Because the minute somebody talks about Dev, the first thing people start talking about is the Ryan Garcia fight. How he sued. How he sued and he runs like a bitch in the ring, and right. But then you be like, okay, if the shoe was on the other foot, what would people say? And also, they always minimize it when Ryan Garcia did. They always minimize it. Well, he only had this much stuff in his system. It was like this much. It was like that little bit, right? So, does that mean that it was all right for him to have even a little bit of his system to get into a ring to fight somebody and potentially kill them? That's coming from a racial point of view, bro. It kind of. It puts it in this. It reminds me of when cops shoot people that's black. They shoot unarmed black people, and everybody condone it and say, "Well, he should never ran from the cop," or he was resisting arrest, so it was okay to get shot in his back, or something like that. Who I'm talking to, I'm talking to you. If it apply to you, it apply to you. If the shoe fit, wear it. I'm not here to cuddle and make nobody feel good on this channel. That's not what I do. But you hear it, so listen to it. Thanks for watching. So, if the shoe was on the other foot, if Devin Haney was the one that popped dirty, and he had even little bit of stuff in his system, just a little bit, right? The little bit of stuff in his system, just a little smidget. And a little bit, he only had a little bit in the system. Now, if we were saying that Devin got caught being a pinhead, and I'm like, come on, man, y'all making a big deal out of this, bro. Come on, man, he only had like this much in his system, bro. Get over it, Ryan. Get over it. You lost. Did he really lose? Did Devin really beat him fair and square then? Or was he supercharged? If it was okay to have that in his system, it wouldn't be a consequence for having it now, would it? They minimalize it, and that shit is, it's racially motivated, bro. Because I'm telling you, when the shoes is reversed, everybody would be complaining to us if we thought it was okay for Devin to pop dirty. Salute, bro. E-Thrill in the game. It's been a long time, my brother, man. Man, I've been busy and shit, man. Like, but I'm here, bro. I was checking. I saw you the other night on the live. I think I commented on your live. Y'all go subscribe to my brother E Thriller, man. They're one of the best lives, one of the best channels doing this boxing shit, man. You know what it is. But yeah, listen, man. I know a lot of people don't like the way Devin fights, and he get a lot of criticism. And the last fight he had kind of was a little wild, man. I was like, oh damn, you know what I mean? Like, what happened, man? Did Devin gun shy? You know what I mean? That performance, I didn't like that performance from him, man. But the Ryan Garcia thing, bro, that shit is coming. When you hear people say, well, Ryan only had a little bit in his system. Devin's crying like a girl. But then the funny thing is, Ryan Garcia was crying when Rolly whooped his ass. He was on TV. He was on video crying like a girl. I didn't see Devin crying. Did you see Devin crying after what happened to him? Did you see Devin, boo a little bit? I didn't see no tears coming from Devin Haney. Did y'all? So who's the real bitch? Is it Devin or Ryan? Who's the real bitch here? But like I said, this is a lot of these racist or bigoted Hispanics is doing this shit. And then when, just like with the Keyshawn, I'm gonna get off topic. Right? I had this guy coming on my channel talking about, yeah, you biased. I'm like, I'm biased because I said Keyshawn beats De Los Santos. Oh yeah, you know where he was going there. He was pretty much saying, I'm picking Keyshawn because Keyshawn is black. And I'm going against Santos because he's Hispanic. That ain't it at all. Period. It just so happened Keyshawn, I think, is a better fighter than De Los Santos. The funny thing is, the people calling you biased, they want you to pick their guy because they biased. That's the craziest shit I've ever heard. Now you can't have an opinion no more. Now that means that you ride it. And here's the thing: what if I was picking Keyshawn because he was black? Ain't that what y'all do all the time? Y'all ride, Raza. You're riding with your boy. You riding with Issa Cruz, Mexican Pride. Yeah. What's wrong with that? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But why is it a problem when we do it? Why is it a problem when black people do that shit, bro? Every time we stick together, everybody don't want us to stick together. And then when we fighting each other, the motherfuckers got something to talk about that too. That's why I keep telling everybody, man, look, don't try to please these motherfuckers because they never gonna be pleased anyway. Fuck what they say, fuck what they think, because they've been thinking like this about you for fucking centuries. So it doesn't matter to try to appease these motherfuckers because you can't appease them. You do right, they gonna talk shit and hate on you. You do wrong, they gonna talk shit, they gonna hate on you. So I've learned to say, fuck them. Don't care. Never did, never will. But that shit is coming from a racial standpoint. And it's funny, he said I'm hating on Tio because I'm saying Tio is a coward. Wait a minute. Yeah, I am hating on Tio. I don't like Tio because he's a bigot. So I'm supposed to back a bigot that disrespect my people, bro? Yeah, I hate that motherfucker. You're damn right, because he's been disrespectful numerous times. I was supposed to sit up there and ride with that motherfucker? You crazy. A fake Brooklyn night that nobody ever seen in Brooklyn. Nobody knows T.O. We don't even know where he live at. I think he's one of them dudes that try to claim the boroughs and all he did was like born there and then he moved. Because nobody know where he lived. Nobody know where he from. Shit, at least people know where Tekashi lived. That's crazy. Nobody ever, where is T.O. from? What block? We don't claim him. Not in Brooklyn. We don't run from smoke. Most signal again. Shoe fit, I'm talking to you. That's what I'm talking to. But they together and condone everything they people do. I'm not saying because I haven't seen Ryan get no hell from his for potentially he could have possibly killed Devin in that ring. They would have still made excuses for it. And the way this is how they deflect from Ryan being a pet head. They start deflecting and talking about the suing, and they start talking about Devin was holding and all that. They deflect from the whole thing that Ryan was doing and jump right into what Devin was doing in the ring. It don't matter what Devin was doing in the ring. Devin wasn't juiced up though. Devin didn't have this little bit of stuff in his system. Your boy did. That's why he got his ass whooped by Rolly. And then he started crying like a bitch. Who cries after they getting their ass whooped, man? Come on. We done seen two boxers do that already. Loma and Ryan Garcia. And I know what y'all gonna say. Well, Shakur was crying after he lost in the amateurs. And that was a different situation, bro. That was totally different. Totally different. He was a youngin', wet behind the ears. I think Floyd did too, but Floyd he got ripped off in that fight. He actually got robbed in that fight. Ryan didn't get robbed. He got his ass whooped. He got whooped by Rolly. And he's a one-dimensional fighter. All he got is a left hook. I already talked about that. All he got is a left hook. Rolly exposed him. Tank stopped him. He quit. Branyo, salute, man. Heavy bag. What's up, man? Yeah, I know, man. Bro, I'm out here, man. Yo, these towers is crazy out here. Ain't nothing out here, bro. These cell phone towers is garbage, man. My bad, fam. If I was home, I would have recorded it. I'm sorry. Pardon me. That's why I'm not going to make live too long. You know what I mean? Heavy bag. Y'all go salute. Y'all go subscribe to my brother, Heavy Bag TV. Yeah, he was a kid. Prize fighter. Salute, King. Y'all go sub to my man, Prize Fighter. We got the gang up in the house, man. Come on, bro. Let's talk about it real quick, man. He was a kid, because I see people say that too. After Loma was crying, you see people, yo, Shakur was crying, man. Remember when Shakur was crying? Shut up. Different situation. He was a baby, man. You know how important it is to, you know what I mean, to lose when in the end, you know, when you feel like you got robbed and shit like that. That's probably why Shakur fight how he fight too right now, because he like, I ain't losing no more, bro. I'm not losing. I ain't losing again. You know what I mean? Come on, man. But listen, that shit comes from a racial it comes from a racial aspect, because all you gotta do is flip it around to Devin, and you're gonna see a whole different. Everything gonna change up. It ain't gonna be all right. He was a thug that took drugs. That's what y'all thugs do. Y'all intend. All y'all like doing. Y'all violent. That's why he took the drugs, because he violent. He wanted to kill Ryan in the ring. You would have heard all that shit. That's what you would have heard from Devin Haney about Devin Haney. You would have got all that shit. But instead, they making excuses for how much he had in his system, but never say he should have never had this shit in his system in the first place. He should have never had this little bitty. He should have never had none of that in his system. So Rolly whooped his ass. Rolly was his karma. You know, shout out to Rolly, bro. Rolly, good looking Rolly. Whooped his ass. Knocked his ass down in the second round. Knocked his ass down. He got no defense. And y'all want to talk about chins? Bro, is that having a chin? I mean, shit, man. He always get touched in the same spot and get dropped. Tank did it. Rolly did it. And who else? Luke Campbell, right? Was it Luke Campbell? Oh, then that means he don't got a chin. If you're going to say Dev ain't got a chin, from actually getting up from a juiced up pet head, from actually getting up multiple times, still fighting, didn't quit. Like Ryan did. Got cracked one good time in his ribs and dropped his knee and quit like a bitch. Then cried like a bitch when Rolly whooped his ass. Rolly, a guy that many believe he's not really fundamentally sound at all in boxing, was able to whoop this dude. Whooped him. And he didn't like that power. So he pretty much wasn't doing shit but surviving that rest of that fight. After that knockdown, he's like, oh shit, this motherfucking power is real. Tank told everybody that motherfucker hit hard. So miss me with that shit, bro. That shit comes from a racial aspect. I ain't gonna think nothing else different. When I diss Tio, motherfuckers should keep their mouth shut, because the minute he start disrespecting my people, he's not valid no more in my book, bro. And he was trying to be slick with it before, but then like I was catching him and like, yo, this motherfucker, he trying to be like a low key dude, trying to be slick with his racism, his bigotry, right? Trying to be slick with it, and then he talking about Bud, talking about, yeah, where that nigga at? Where that nigga at? Like, there you go. They can't keep it in them too long. It's gonna come out eventually. It's gonna come out. And then when Bud pressed him, when he saw him before all of that, he was quiet as a church mouse. He pressed him in his pops, had him under pressure. Bud put him under his armpit and everything. He ain't want no problems, man. He was scared. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Man, I would love for Bud to fight T.O. or even Boots. Somebody just beat his fucking heads, beat his head in, bro. I would love to see that. Beat his fucking head in. Beat his nose straight. Do something, man. Do something. He got to get the ass whooping of his life. That's what need to happen to Teofimo Lopez. He got to be humble. And ain't nobody humbled him yet. But that's why he not fighting no real. That's why he ain't want to fight Subriel Matias. That's why he didn't fight Gary Antoine Russell yet. He knew what was going to happen to him. He was going to get pulverized. That's what was going to happen to him. Let him fight one of them dudes. You're going to see what happened to him. But yeah, I don't want to talk no more because I know it's going to probably, the signal is really bad until I get to the city. But, yeah, I'm sick and tired of these dudes condoning with, Ryan Garcia taking performance enhancement drugs. I don't care if he had a whole load of it in his system. He probably had much more than what he got caught with. He probably was cycling off of it. He probably had way more. He had it in his system, period. And then he tried to blame Ashkawanga. And that has nothing to do with no damn Ostarine, bro. Look at what Ashkawanga is. It's like a herb. You know what I'm saying? It kind of like it helps you sleep and stuff like that. I have Ashwagandha pills. Gummies and stuff like that. It helps you sleep. They were trying to blame. Then what the company that he was trying to say had it in them was going to sue his ass. And he had to backpedal. So mix me with it, man. Fuck Ryan Garcia, bro. He don't get no love over it. Fuck Teofimo Lopez. Fuck both of them. That's it. That's all. Yeah, and Boots to the coldest. Boots. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm starting to doubt Boots now, bro. I hope I'm wrong, man. If you know what I mean, because people starting to call him flip-flops. See what I'm saying? And that's his fault if that's the case, man. Why not take the T.O. fight and see if he really was with it? Like, okay, you really want to fight? Let's go, T.O. And see if T.O. was full of shit or not. Probably was. But again, you think about it, he probably was serious about fighting Boots because these dudes like T.O., they don't want to fight no comp in their division because if they get down, they're going to look bad. And they fight and they lose, it's not going to be as bad. Everybody going too small. That's what a lot of dudes do, except him. You know what I mean? So we'll see, man. Hopefully, man, maybe they can revisit it now that the Devin fight fell apart. Maybe, hopefully, maybe Boots and them could do that, because this I'm gonna talk real. I'm not gonna really talk too long about Boots. This whole undisputed about Boots, I'm not buying it no more, bro. Because how long is that gonna happen? How long is that gonna take place? It's gonna take a while for him to be undisputed, and it looked like he might be getting tired of the division. His weight might be causing him a problem down there. Pacquiao's about to fight Mario Barrios. I don't know. Is he waiting for a Pacquiao bag? Mario, I think Pacquiao might beat Barrios for some reason. Getting those odds, but he could still possibly get hurt. This is not the 2019 Pacquiao, so that's what I'm kind of concerned about, because this is not 2019 Pacquiao. This is a 2025 Pacquiao, and Mario Barrios is still a young boy, so there's a possibility that he could lose. I still think Pacquiao gonna hit him with some shit. That was the last thing to go. I mean, yeah, and then Brian is about to fight somebody at Sasaki in Japan. So what if he lose? The Sasaki dude got punching power. What if he knock out Brian Norman Jr.? Now, then what? You're gonna try to link it up with Sasaki? But there's no guarantee. So I don't know. They probably won't let that fight go on too long, man. To sustain T.O. He'll start getting beat down within 3 rounds, and they'll just probably get the fight off, bro. They won't even let Bud crucify him too much. That's a crucifixion, bro. You don't see T.O. sprawled out on the cross. Straight, real shit. But that's all, man. I'm gonna watch this thing. If they decide to go back to the table, probably not. T.O. backed out of this shit, man. He's a coward, bro. I had made a damn prediction video and everything. I was hyped, but I saved it. I saved the prediction video in my unlist. It's unlisted right now in case, if the boxing gods magically make this fight happen, then I'll put it out. If not, then I'm gonna erase it. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to my man Terrence Crawford. Shout out to my man Keyshawn Davis, DB3. Keyshawn growing on me. And then another thing, too, when I said Keyshawn was going to beat De Los Santos, you had these people coming in my comments talking about, yeah, bro, I know where you coming from when you say that. Did I already speak about that? Damn, I'm getting old. Yeah. Like, man, listen, bro. Keyshawn is going to smoke that dude, man, in my humble opinion. He been out for a while, and hopefully people still give him his credit, He's defending his title. He's still a puncher. Dude is still a puncher. He's still kind of a threat. He can still be a threat to Keyshawn. All right? So I think they know that, though. Now, all of a sudden, they talking about his injuries and the clots and everything, but he was a suitable opponent for Shakur, right? Now, all of a sudden, he had a little clot and shit like that, and all of a sudden, if Keyshawn beat him, that was a cherry pick. Like, stop it, bro. And who else? Who else is at 135? You think about it. Who else is he supposed to really fight? Frank Martin is, talking all this bullshit. He ran up to 140. Now he talking about, I'll fight Keyshawn, man. That fight gonna happen. If you want to come up to 140, man, stop it, bro. Cut it out. You was down there with him. Why you ain't fight him, bro? Tank. I don't even want to talk about Tank. Forget about him. We got Abdullah Mason. He wants to fight him. That fight he's not. He probably like right up there with it. He almost there. But I don't think Abdullah Mason beats Keyshawn Davis. Not now. He's right up there with him almost, but I don't think he's quite there yet. This is just my humble opinion. So who else is there for him? Ain't nobody else there. But Shakur, I would like to see that fight too. I want to hear that brother shit. You know what I mean? Fight him. He's not your blood brother. Now, if it was different, if it was like him fighting one of his brothers, then yeah. But he ain't your brother. But I think that fight might have. It's a possibility. People are saying that there's like indirect smoke between Shakur and Keyshawn. Like, I don't know, but like I said, time will tell and reveal everything, man. So we will see. After all of this stuff settled with all these fights and Keyshawn get his fight out the way with De Los Santos, Shakur get his fight out of the way with Zepeda, we'll see what transpires after that. Dig? But yeah, man, I'm off this, man. It's rebel life, bro. Shout out to E Thriller, the Black Picasso. Shout out to Saj. Shout out to my man Prize Fighter TV. Shout out to Heavy Bag TV. Shout out to all of the homies, man. Jason Williams, JW, shout out to you. Shout out to the whole gang, man. Gotta stay tuned, man. I got some other things coming. I'll catch y'all later.